Back this week with another on trial here on Trots TV. Go inside the trial, see if we can find you a few winners in the coming weeks. And once again, I've highlighted three horses that I want to show you. The first one, we're going to go back to Newcastle. This is back on March 2. This is trial number 1, a horse by the name of SP Supreme. Now, the horse actually is beaten in the trial. He's a 2-year-old. He's only had the one start, and he made an error on debut and galloped out. Didn't gallop far, but enough for the stewards to send him back to the trials. Now, he did trial against older horses in this trial, didn't do a bad job at all, showed good speed, so obviously no fear about him making a mistake again. He was driven off the gate, worked to the front, and did a really good job. Ran some very solid sectionals. I think he ran 59.4 for the two halves, so which gave him a 159, or the winner a 159.2 overall mile rate. He wasn't far away, did get a little bit tired in the run to the line, but that would be expected after working hard to find the front. Good effort in this trial. I think there's definitely some improvement, and the horse that he actually finished just behind in his only race start has since gone on to win Rock and Roll Emma. She won a race on Saturday night, beating the short price favourite. So I do think SP Supreme is one horse that we can follow. Coming off the trial. The biggest concern, though, is the fact that the horse has been made an OD horse after galloping out of the gate. So that's a little bit of a concern, and it might take until he gets back into the draw till we see the best of him. But I just want to keep him under watch for a little while. So that's SP Supreme, a horse that did a good job finishing second in a trial at Newcastle last week. Let's have a look at the Bathurst trials, and this is one of the 2-year-old trials on the night, and this was taken out by All Justice. Now, this was a really strong performance. The horse is trained by Brian Patterson. The horse in the trial was driven by Kevin Rivette, and the horse didn't show a lot of gate speed at the start and was happy to fall into line, and wasn't bustled in the early stages. He was left to find his feet, and he did that. Once they started to get serious inside the final lap, that's when he made his move. He worked up stylishly outside the leader. Now, the leader in this race is a horse by the name of Mammals Magic. Mammals Magic was, looked all over a winner at Penrith last week, was just going beautifully, had put a break on its rivals, and then just galloped and was forced to go to the outside of the track, got pacing again, and got down and ended up running fourth. Now, that was a pretty good effort, and if she had paced throughout, she was going to win that race quite comfortably. So for this horse, All Justice, to come up, sit outside the leader in the last little bit, and then go to the line under its own steam when Mammals Magic was being flicked along and asked to race All Justice in the concluding stages, I think that's pretty impressive. And I think it's a horse that we can follow. He looks like he's got a bit of bottom to him. His gate speed might be a concern, but he wasn't bustled out. He wasn't asked to go forward, so he may well have gate speed in the locker as well. We'll just have to wait and see what he's got when he does get to the races. But I do think All Justice is a horse worth following off this trial. So you can put him in the little black book as well, All Justice. And the final trial, this isn't a 2-year-old. This was at the Menangle trials on Tuesday. This was trial number 1. The horse finishes second, Meadow Branch DJ. Now, this is the Irish horse that was brought out for last year's Inter Dominion series in WA. He won the Inter Dominion over in Europe, and as a result of that, got the invite out to Australia. Now, he's only a C1 horse, so he arrived here, he's taking on the best in the country, and he was lapped. He really struggled, but he's been transferred to John McCarthy. John's given him a good break, and I think off the back of this trial suggests that he can win some races over here and do a good job. He didn't lead in the early stages. He worked around to the front to hit the front, or hit the lead down the back straight, just turning into the back straight. The final quarter was the slowest. Now, that would suggest that he was getting a little bit tired up the straight, and if he should take plenty of benefit from this run. But he wants to fight right to the line. They ran a very quick time. I think they went 1:52.8. They went a middle half of 56 seconds. So he was entitled to get a little bit tired up the straight, but does a good job. Hangs on, runs second, and for a C1 horse who knows what it is to win races. He's won plenty of races over in Ireland, but comes to Australia as only a C1. I think John McCarthy might be able to place him pretty well, and if he's going to run 1:52.8 every week, he's definitely going to push past a C1 in his life. So I think Meadow Branch DJ might need another trial or two just to tighten him right up, and so he's sitting and running through the line. but I think he's going to win some races. Meadow Branch DJ. So the 3 horses that are going on trial this week, we've got SP Supreme out of the trials at Newcastle last week. We've got All Justice out of the Bathurst trials, and we're going with Meadow Branch DJ out of the Menangle trials. That's on trial for this week here on Trots TV.